Hello again, sixth graders. Happy Friday. Welcome to your last lesson of this week. Let's get started. We are just going right off of yesterday's lesson for lesson 1 of our brand new unit. So let's just jump right into it, okay? All right, so just to recap this lesson, because we've kind of been picking apart pieces of it all week. Now you'll kind of understand why the title of this lesson is called Where Should We Build? We'll get to that in a minute. But so what we learned so far is that the city that is, I explained, was a make believe city that we're using for this example of our textbook is called Boomtown, okay? And in Boomtown, they're trying to decide where to build a new school building, okay? And the reason that they need to build a new school building is because, um, I'll just read it here. Over the past 20 years, the population of Boomtown has grown, okay, which has caused school overcrowding. Overcrowding has been basically one of our brand new vocab words. It's something we're referring to frequently, which is an important term about just having a excess of people, but nowhere to put them, okay? That's overcrowding. So Boomtown decided they need to build a new school. Okay, yesterday's activity, we saw what human impact can have on creating new buildings. And it really was all about how building buildings is really negative to the environment. Um, so it sounds very negative, but that's just one way to look at it, okay? Um, it is negative that we lost some nature when we did the before and after photos. Yes, we lost some nature. These birds have to travel to a new habitat to live in, which makes it harder for them to survive. So there is a lot of negative things, but think about it. In this example, if these are the areas that this school in Boomtown has to decide where to put a new school, they will have to pick something, right? And that's kind of negative for the land. However, we're going to get into our new word, our new vocab word today, a trade off. Okay. A trade off is a desirable outcome given up to gain another desirable outcome. Okay. So basically, outcome is the effect or the after, what happens after something is caused, and desirable is wanted. So, for example, what trade off means is um, we can look at that new vocab word in our example. So, we have this, we'll just call it Boomtown a city, like a school district. Okay, the Boomtown School District. They have all this beautiful land. However, it's a trade-off because they have beautiful land, but now they have all these new people, and these new people need somewhere to go. It's very important that all the students can go to school. Okay, so it's desirable to have this nice land, habitats for birds. It's desirable, it's wanted, but it's also wanted that we need somewhere for these kids to grow up, to become students, and to go to school. So a trade off is a desirable thing. For example, having all this nice land in a community to then becoming something else desirable. We have a lot of land. Let's use it to build a school. Okay. So a trade off, a desirable outcome given up to gain another desirable outcome. Okay. So I'm going to ask you now this question in the second question that we are referring to right now. It says, what are some trade offs involving the human impacts of building a new school and fields? All right, great. I can't wait to hear what you wrote. Now this is kind of what brings it all together. As I mentioned, you would find out why the lesson is called Where Should We Build? Now you get to decide in Boomtown where you think the best place for this new school should be built. Okay, so we're on question 3. Examine the map of Boomtown on the next page. Find each of the 3 sites being considered for the new school and sports fields. So we're going to have to look for the Delta Wetlands, the Green Hill, and the Seaside Cliff. Okay, so let's look at that. So here's our map of Boomtown. Let's just take a little look at it. The first thing that catches my eye is Main Street, which is this big line straight down the middle here. Okay, branching off, it looks like here's our cliff that we saw the photo of. So here's Seaside Cliff. Okay, so this is location 1, option 1 for where the second school can be built. The other land, the Delta Wetlands, that was the other option of where the school can be built here. So we got here and here. And then Green Hill was the third option that our textbook says we can choose where the school can be built. So those are your 3 options. Seaside Cliff here, Delta Wetlands here, and Green Hill here. All right, so thinking of those places, based on what you know so far, which site do you think Boomtown should build for the new school? I'm going to have this question pop up and I'm going to switch to the page of the map so you can look at that again. All right, great. Let's move on. Okay, so that's the great thing. I couldn't really make any of these multiple choice questions because there's way more than one correct answer. So I'm excited to read what your trade-offs are, and I'm excited to read where you think the new school should go. Okay, so last chunk of the lesson, provide questions you might have about the following, which could help the city council in Boomtown decide where to build the new school. So these are just things to consider, different variables. Consider the animals in the area, plants in the area, shape of the land, and the health of nearby water. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this question and you have this map to look at to reference. All right, great. You might have some multiple choice questions to go over some new vocab we learned this week coming up next. Then you will be completed with your Friday lesson. Good job, everybody. Bye.